What's happening, guys? Celtic CC here. I'm on my main account and I'm going to be doing another global news. Um, Apologies for having, I think it was about a 5 week break from uploading. Basically, I didn't have the microphone that I was borrowing for those 5 weeks for certain reasons. But I've got it back now, so I can start making videos again. So I'm going to crack on doing some Lost Battlefield and some other things and crack on with global news. Basically, this list I've compiled is pretty much the main things over the past, say, 5 weeks. So it's not sort of like specific to, the past like week or so, or anything like that. Or it can be stuff that came out about a month ago. So just to put that into perspective. Okay, so first of all, David Attenborough's come out and made some sort of stark statements about the state of things with regards to environmentalism, saying that we basically face the collapse of everything. That's with regards to how cities work, towns, infrastructure, everything. That's pretty dire sort of thing to be saying about everything. Also, that it's too late to avoid climate change, which is a no-brainer. We're facing it at this very moment. I mean, all that strange weather patterns in Texas sort of shows how kind of the weather's going to start going a bit nuts around the world. There was 23 tons of cocaine seized in Europe, and that's bad news if you like your sniff. So it was quite a significant amount, 23 tons. India, Pakistan have had a ceasefire along the line of control, which is good. They were having some trouble militarily, and now that's kind of been sorted, so that's good. COVID is causing long-term effects on semen and male fertility, apparently. So they're worried about, it damaging male fertility, things like that. If you get COVID, how bad it's going to be, well, we'll have to wait and see, But that's one of the things that's come out about COVID. Let me see what am I doing now. I'll do a bit of Lost Land, I think. Yeah, so Biden has terminated Trump's emergency border wall construction. So basically, the wall that Trump was putting up, which obviously, considering we're in an environmental apocalypse, wasn't really a good choice with regards to, wasting resources and the effects it was having on land animals. So it was a stupid idea, the wall in the first place. So Biden obviously recognises that it's just a waste of time having this border wall, using up too many resources. The War Memorial in Wales was graffitied with anti-Semitic stuff. This is North Wales. I'm from South Wales, but still not nice to see. Like, do you know what I mean? There was like Nazi symbols put on there and other things. Not nice to see. I certainly don't condone behaviour of the anti-Semitic, neo-Nazi stuff. No way. Fucking disgusting. US cities are undercounting their CO2 output by 20%. So the reports they're putting out, they're basically undercounting how bad their cities are polluting. Obviously there's a lot of reasons why this would happen. Worrying about funding and stuff like that. But yeah, this is basically what's going on. I'm sure it happens with a lot of cities around the world, North Dakota officials block wind power in effort to save coal, which kind of stupid. Myanmar, there's been a lot of basically anti-coup protesting going on, and it got quite violent with regards to the police firing shots to disperse crowds. I think the worst day they've had so far was 38 deaths in one day. I haven't seen any reports on it recently, so I don't know if it's chilled out, but it was getting quite bad at one point, definitely. Yemen, there was thousands protesting the blockade and closure of their airport, one of their main airports. I think USA had something to do with this, or Iran, USA, I don't know. But it's there was a lot of protesters out about that. Obviously, Yemen's in a bad state as it is, so a blockade on their airport, even though it would be good for the environment, is not good for their country. So I can understand the protesting. There were airstrikes on militia in Syria from USA. The UN called for restraint. I don't think there's been any more since then. So this was definitely a good month or so ago this happened. So yeah, there was some airstrikes going on. I'm not sure if any more has come of that. I haven't seen any reports. European forests are threatened by climate change and 60% of at risk. So this is significant. Obviously, I come from Europe. 60% of our forests being at risk, and the whole of Europe is bad. It's just not good news at all. This is why the green agenda really needs to start getting pushed hard. That's why I do these videos, and I've said a lot of that. Do you know what I mean? What else we got? Oh, UN yeah. Hang on, let me just do this. UN have called 2021 a critical year for climate change. I think the whole sort of pendulum has shifted towards people being aware and the UN being aware of just how bad things are. And just it's nice to see America back in the game with regards to getting on the global stage of the Paris agreements and all that. So it's a critical year, no doubt about it. I mean, this is why it's good that Trump's gone, because he wouldn't have been getting involved with all this, and we do need America to be on board with it all. An iceberg bigger than New York City is broken away in Antarctica. This is bad news. It's calving, or breaking away, and this is because of climate change. And yeah, it's just not good. It's a hell of an iceberg. Obviously, besides New York City, that's massive. And last but not least, there's been a lot of anti-lockdown protests and other protests going on. We've had a Kill the Bill protest going on in Bristol. Yesterday, there was a lot of police vans getting vandalised, and there was people getting arrested and a lot of fighting going on and everything. So yeah, and the anti-lockdown protests, I've seen some coming from Denmark and other countries. So there's more anti-lockdown protests going on. Things still, bad with regards to lockdown and the COVID situation. So everything's still there in place with regards to restrictions. Where I live, things haven't changed much really. They've started allowing things like barbers and hairdressers to open up and stuff like that. But the restrictions are still fairly strict. Most shops are still, not allowed to open unless they're considered essential and things like that. And we still got to wear masks and the social distancing and all that. Okay then, guys, so that's my global news. I'm recording it on 5:05 p.m. on the 22nd of March. I'll probably upload it a little bit later. I got a rolling video I want to get a few more views on. All right then, cheers, guys.